Last thing you want to do is go at it with a comb and start yanking. We don't want to hurt the dog through any of this. Leave enough up here to cover what I'm about to do on the bottom here. I'm just splicing through very, very gently. Let's work on dematting this ear. I'm not a big fan of mat splitters with blades on them because I think they're kind of dangerous, especially if you're grooming at home. You're not used to using that tool. Give it up for Lily here. She's just a sweet little puppy that we're grooming, and we're coming off of winter time, so she has a severe matted left ear. Her right ear's a little bit matted too, but for the sake of video, we're just going to be focusing on her left ear, which is actually a little bit more matted. When dematting an ear, you just want to identify where the mat is. We have like one mat here that I separated, then we have like this whole nother mat here, and then there's this like little inside mat over here, but I'm not worried about that. So what we want to do is we want to demat this ear with the least amount of discomfort to the dog, right? We are going to be using a Andis clipper with a 10 blade on it, a Andis slicker brush, and a comb. Last thing you want to do is go at it with a comb and start yanking. This is what's going to cause dogs to never want to get groomed. It's going to cause dogs to bite you because you're just causing pain because you're over there trying to yank out this mat that's pretty much uncombable. The second thing is you really don't want to even go at it with the brush right away because it's going to do the same thing. You're just going to do a whole lot of brushing. You're going to brush burn the ear flap. By the time you get to that mat, you would have already brushed too hard on the skin, and you're going to cause a lot of discomfort to the dog. So, all right, with that being said, the first thing I'm going to do is start splitting with my fingers gently. And the key here is to try to separate the mat. If you continue watching, I'll show you what I do with the clipper. Again, we're doing this for the least discomfort. You know, we don't want to hurt the dog through any of this. See this bigger mat here, I'm not going to be able to really pull apart too much. So this part here, I'm going to try to leave enough up here to cover what I'm about to do on the bottom here. All right, so now I'm using my 10 blade on my Andis clipper. I'm not going to go up here because, like I said, I want to leave that, but I am going to start splicing through here. So I'm turning my clipper sideways. I'm holding the ear flap with my hand. You can see my fingers over here. And I'm just kind of splicing through very, very gently. And you want to be really careful here too. You don't want to catch skin. If you're not practiced at this, I don't suggest you do this. If you do it gently, you can do this. Okay, so once I've done that, now I could do a little bit more separating. It's okay, Lily. It's okay, Mom. Now, if you separate, see how that just pulled out? So that just pulled out of that. And we're just working on it gently. This is a much better method than using a dematting blade. I'm gonna go back in because now we separated a little bit more. And same thing. Just gonna splice through some of the knots. And you can feel, see my finger here? Kind of just, I'm supporting that ear flap. And I can feel, I'm using my finger as the platform, the support of the flap. Now I'll come up here and do the same thing up here, but a little bit. I don't want to do too much here because again, we're going to be using that hair to cover up our bare spot, right? If you're not good with your hands, don't be a dog groomer. Dog grooming requires a lot of hand usage, to say the least. All right, so what do we got here? Look at this. Look at what we've created here already. What we did was we separated everything. Everything's just separated. Now, all this hair, we could continue to separate. It's hard to see through the camera. Once you feel it with your hands that you've created enough separation of the mats, you know, they actually start pulling out, see? If the dog gets tired, give her a little break, but Lily's doing fine. She's with us here. She's a young dog. She's a real strong dog. All right, now, once we've done that, now we could start to brush out. Now we could get that slicker brush in there, and you're gonna see how much is gonna come out on the slicker brush now. And I'm still supporting the ear, see? Use your hand so that you're not just yanking, right? Because you don't wanna hurt them. And then what we're gonna do here is flip the ear, right? We'll get the inside, because that mat's on the inside too. But once you've separated them, the slicker brush is just gonna actually pull that out real nicely. I can still feel where the mat, see this is still matted up here, but now we separate more. We're just separating more, and it's a process. Don't try to yank it out. I see groomers sometimes just taking combs and yanking the ear and hurting the dog, and that's just a terrible thing to do. Take the extra time, okay? Take the extra, no, they love smelling their hair for some reason. Good girl, mama. Take the extra time and do it the way I'm showing you, because in the 40 years that I've been grooming, I've developed my own way of how do I groom a dog with the least amount of discomfort to the dog. That's always my goal. Now we can go through with our comb, and I'm using the more separated edge of the comb first, and I could see right there, you see I have a little knot. It's okay, mama. So let's get up there again with the brush. The brush is just less tugging, right? Because what it does is, you see these bristles, it just, and the contour of the brush. Now that comb is going right through. Just gonna spray it down with a little bit of show sheen. So now you're gonna see how nicely the comb just goes right through that ear. You took care of all that matting, and now it's going to allow you to do the rest of what you need to do. It's going to allow you to, you know, to scissor your ear now, right? And make a, you know, do a nice grooming. And we've just dematted an ear with the least amount of discomfort to the dog. This is just some of the matting that we just pulled out of that ear. So all of this was all attached to that ear. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to our channel. Don't forget to check out our podcast. It's the Grooming by Rudy podcast. We will leave a link in the description below. And also check us out on Bark TV. Give it up for Lily. Again, this is just a quick way of showing you how to demat an ear. This process could work anywhere else on the dog too, simply by using your 10 blade, your Andis clipper, slicker brush, and a comb. That's it. Now you have all those mats out of the ear. Guys, we want to thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Give it up for Lily here. Good girl. That's all. Good girl. God, your breath is just killing me.
This is YouTubing, man.
Sorry. Throw up, man.
Sorry.